What is up? Welcome back to Birdman, also known as at 2024 War Room on X. Outstanding day today. We've got Wednesday, September 6th. We're only 3 weeks away from the next Republican debate coming up. I know everybody's excited about that. But if you look at the polls, I looked at them this morning. You had some polls that came out. Really no movement. I mean, you've got Trump up by a mile still. He's up by 40, 45 points. You got on the Democrat side, which nobody's really paying attention to because you have an incumbent president. He's up. He's really up about the same as Trump is what's amazing to me. So an incumbent president. I will say this about the Democratic side. And people say, well, why would they have a debate on the Democratic side? Because there's been some talk about, RFK wants to have a debate, right? And Biden, of course, doesn't. I mean, big surprise there. The guy doesn't even know what planet he's on. He's mentally impaired. The only reason he's a puppet president. We all know that. But anyways, he won't debate. And it's interesting to me that if you look at history, if you go back, well, let's go through time. If you go back and look at 2020, okay, Trump was an incumbent president running for re-election. You go back to 2012, Obama, incumbent president running for re-election. You go back to 2004, Bush. You go back to 96, Clinton. You go back to 92, Bush. You go back to 84, Reagan. I'm going way back in time here, okay? Go look at the polls. Go look at the polls, and you will never find anyone polling at 60% as an incumbent. That is like unbelievably record low percent. Usually if you're an incumbent, number one, there's nobody going against you. Number two, if there is, you don't know who the hell they are, and they poll about 2 or 3%. We've never seen this before. We have never seen an incumbent president polling at 60 to 65%, with Kennedy as high as 20%, RFK, and then you got Marianne Williamson, who I've heard of her, I know of her. I don't see her on X. Maybe she is. I don't see her on TV. Nothing. She's polling like at 5 or 8%. I mean, it's incredible to me that you have on the Democratic side an incumbent president polling so low. Am I surprised? No, but I'm just saying that there should be a debate, and that's the reason. It's not a normal situation. Historically, you look at the polls. There was no why would you debate when you're up 95-5, right, or 98-2? Well, you don't debate. This time you debate because of obvious. So we don't get what we need to have. And it's amazing to me because we live in it's supposed to be the most unbelievably greatest country in the world. But we have this kind of situations going on. I mean, most Americans, in my opinion, would want to debate. That's just the truth. And so I find that interesting. So on the Republican side, Morning Consult poll comes out this morning. This is kind of what I want to get into. And you see that Trump actually went up, I think, 2 points versus the one, I think, a week or two ago. So Trump went from 58 to 60%. Okay. DeSantis went from 14 to 15%. So he gained. Trump up 2, DeSantis up 1. Still 45-point lead by Trump. A 45-point lead by Trump. Then you got Ramaswamy, who actually went down 3 points. I think he went to 8%. So even though I think Ramaswamy won that debate, he went down 3%. Maybe people think he's just too much. I don't know. But I really think he's a wild card still. But anyways, this is what I want to get to is, Trump being up by 45 is unbelievable, right? I mean, this is historical type stuff. First off, it's a candidate that's running that was president before who's not currently the president now. So he's been president, but he's not currently the president now, rerunning for office, right? And so when I'm thinking about it, if anyone's thinking about it, you would think that if you're up 45 points and you're not the incumbent, and you're running for president, you would think you would probably be, you got to be leading the general, right? You mean, that's just unbelievable type numbers, right? And so, you hear constantly, Trump's up 40. I mean, we're constantly, Trump doesn't like the polls when he's down, but then when he's up, he's loving the polls. He keeps retweeting them. He keeps retruthing them. What do you want to call it? He loves the polls right now. So he's always talking about them, this and that. But in that same poll, it has, in the general election, it has Biden up 3. If Biden's up 3, Biden's going to win. Okay? So my point is that don't get carried away in the Republican polls. If you're a Republican and you're a Trump supporter, do not get carried away in the polls. It doesn't matter that he's up 45. It doesn't matter if he's up 50. It doesn't matter if he's up 60. If he can't win the general, it doesn't matter. No one cares. So that is concerning to me when I saw that. If you're up by 45, but yet in the general you're down by 3, where's the independent vote? You're a very decisive person. You're a very divisive person. Where is the independent vote? Because you got to have them, okay? You got to have them. And what I'm worried about is, can Trump win? We know he's going to win Texas, right? Okay, we know he's going to win Texas. Is he going to win Alabama? Yeah. Is he going to win Florida? Florida used to be a swing state. Thanks to his old pal, his pal before November 22nd, or November 2022, Ron DeSantis. Thanks to Ron, not a swing state. Probably going to win Florida, right? He's a resident of Florida. Hates the governor now, but he'll probably win Florida. Probably win Ohio. Hawaii used to be a swing state. So is he going to win Arizona? Is he going to win Georgia? I don't know. The governor of Georgia can't stand Trump. And the governor of Georgia has a 60% approval rating. Those two things just don't make sense to me. You have a 60% approval rating, but you can't stand the former president. But yet all those people that vote, that are approving you for 60%, are magically going to vote for Trump. I don't know. Virginia, not really a swing state. It's mostly blue, right? You've got to me, a moderate Glenn Youngkin as the governor. Does Glenn Youngkin like Trump? Not that I know of. He never talks about him. He ran on a campaign that he never said Trump, and then he wins Virginia. So is he going to win Virginia? Well, no. Is he expected to win Virginia? Probably not, but I'm just saying. Is he going to win Pennsylvania? Is he going to win Michigan? Is he going to win Wisconsin? He's behind him. I think DeSantis is ahead of him in Wisconsin right now. So those are the states I'm worried about. Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. That's what it's going to come down to. I don't give a damn if he's up 45 points. And that poll, the Morning Consult poll, tells you he's down by 3 in the general, but he's up by 45 on the Republican side? I mean, so, folks, it's crazy. I've been saying this for a long time. I just have a hard time coming to grips with the fact that he can win the general. I just do. You can tout the polls all you want on the Republican side, but it's going to be tough. And not only that, you got legal issues and stuff like that. So, you know what? I hope I'm proven wrong. If he's the nominee, I hope I'm proven wrong. Believe me, I do not want anyone on the left to be president. I mean, no. But I'm just saying that if you look at the polls, and that's all about the swing states. So we'll see what happens. And then you got beyond the polls and stuff like that, you got the little back and forth with DeSantis and him. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's so ridiculous. And Vivek Ramaswamy, the wild card, we'll see if he goes back up in the polls. But and one other thing, the only way DeSantis could possibly make a move, it's hard for me to see him making a move to where he overtakes Trump. But the only way he can make a move is loosen the hell up, okay? And I posted this earlier on X, and I put on there. Follow me, by the way. You get some good information. It was a question about I think it was on Megyn Kelly, a question about DeSantis about Ukraine. Do you support, or was it Ukraine or pardoning? I think it was pardoning Trump. And Trump gives an answer that, DeSantis gives the answer, would you pardon Trump if you're the president? If you become president, would you pardon Trump? He doesn't directly answer yes. He goes into, well, I don't think it's a good idea to pardon a former president, an 80-year-old former president. And he talks a little bit more. And that's the difference between him and Ramaswamy. If she asked Ramaswamy that, and I don't want to put words in people's mouth, but I guarantee you he would just say yes and then explain something. He would just directly answer the question. DeSantis gives an answer that he already had pre-programmed because he's acting like a robot, and he doesn't directly answer the question. He goes on, and in the middle of it, she said, "Is that a yes?" And then he just ignored it. He kept talking. To me, that's sneaky, and I don't like those kind of answers. That's why Ramaswamy, to me, is running a better campaign in a lot of ways. But he's direct. He tells you specifically where he's at. He answers the questions. DeSantis, it's like he comes up with these, and I don't know. I don't know if it's the pack or the puppets behind him. I don't know what it is. It's like he has these pre-programmed answers. If he would just say yes and then explain, it would be so much better for him. But no, he goes into this long little answer where he doesn't answer he answers it, but he doesn't answer. It's so indirect and stuff. People don't want that. People don't want politicians that talk like politicians. They just don't want that. So, if my advice for Ron DeSantis, and I think I said in this last video, is loosen the hell up. Stop walking around with your butt cheeks squeezed, and stop acting like a robot. I mean, seriously, loosen the hell up. And that's just what he needs to do. So that's all I got for today. But like I said, not a lot of breaking news in the movement, but I will say the general election poll is a little scary for the Republicans, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. I don't see a lot of movement in the polls in the next few weeks unless something massive news happens. And we'll see what happens with the next debate and see if that has any movement from there. It looks like from the last debate, looks like DeSantis kind of held. Ramaswamy went down a little bit, and then Haley went up. But Haley hasn't gone up enough to really make a difference. So nobody really made a difference with regards to Trump. So, I know Trump's got indicted recently, too. So a lot of stuff going on. Follow me on X at 2024 War Room. Birdman on YouTube. Thank you. Subscribe below. Have an outstanding night. Thank you.